Welcome to Higher Business, a podcast teaching you a holistic, purpose-driven, and financially rewarding approach to growing your business that allows you, your business, and your life to thrive while making a meaningful difference in the world. I'm Leticia, Ringe, your coach, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome back to the podcast. Today on this episode, I'm answering the question, what is a successful business? It's really important that when we start on this process, that we know exactly how we define what a successful business actually means. This is important for you so that you know exactly what we're working towards. And with that definition, you will stay motivated to doing the work in the absence of results, knowing what you're working towards, and also so that you can, of course, make the right aligned decisions for you as we move along the journey. It's also really important that we have a clear definition because we tend to use definitions that other people have given us. This is a problem because actually what defines a successful business should be unique and individual to every single one of us. That's what makes it an aligned business to you. So in today's episode, I'm going to show you how to answer what is a successful business for yourself. But first, I'm going to give you a general definition that many people use to understand why you get into business in the first place and what some of your motivations might be. And then I'm going to explain why it's important to go even deeper and get more specific to reveal what your personal definition for success is. This is such an important part of the process. Do not skip it because, like I said, unless you know what your personal definition is for a successful business, you won't stay motivated and you also won't choose the path and the actions and be able to assess whether you're still on the right path and what to do next unless you truly know what a successful business means to you. So first things first, it's really helpful to understand why we get into business in the first place. And many business owners that I've worked with over the years have gotten into business for three main reasons. The first main reason is freedom. They want the freedom to live, to work and create on their own terms. They want to create professional and personal success that is meaningful to them. And so business allows the freedom to do that. And that's why they choose to be in business. Secondly, they want fulfillment. So often we choose to deliver a product or a service either to a community or the product or service itself that provides fulfillment to us personally. This is where words like purpose-driven and even expression and creativity come into play. We choose to work in a way that is aligned with our zones of genius and also allows us to feel like we're really contributing to the world in a way that is most powerful and meaningful to us as individuals. Thirdly and finally, we also go into business because we have complete control to decide and the power to decide how much we earn. There's no ceiling on our income. We get to decide what it is. And there's also no ceiling on how we work, on how we want to express the way we work. And even, for instance, the hours that you work or when you work throughout the year, all of that is within your control. So these are the very most common reasons that people get into business and choose a business as a structure to work with. And this is really helpful because that explains what success might actually mean to us. But it's also important to get even more specific. And this is why I'm going to explain to you how to reveal your personal definition for success. Now, before we get into what that looks like, you need to understand that your personal definition for success changes over time. And this is the biggest barrier that gets in the way of our feeling successful throughout our business journeys. Typically, we don't have enough detail, right? So we remember why we got into business and we have this general definition, which might be the three reasons we get into business that I've just specified then. But then we don't tune in along the way to ask ourselves about the specifics. What does business success and creating a successful business look like to you today? And we don't ask that even if we do ask ourselves that, we don't ask it often enough throughout the journey. So I feel that it's really important, and I recommend that you're tuning in and asking this question regularly, at least once a year along your business journey, so that you can pivot and tailor your business and the way you're approaching it to meet yourself where you are. Otherwise, as you're going along the business journey, you've met yourself with where you were maybe a year ago or 5 years ago. That's what a successful business meant to you, or even when you first started your business or when you thought about starting your business. But the specifics of the life you want to live and the way you want to be in your business and what you need as a human to thrive has changed. And so you no longer feel fulfilled. You no longer feel satisfied. You no longer feel like it's sustainable. And that becomes a problem for you continuing your business. So we've got to keep tuning in, and we've got to ask ourselves this question of what a successful business is at least once per year. So I recommend you come back to this episode at least once a year to go through the process I'm going to give you right now to answer this question. Okay, so it's helpful to understand why we get into business, and then it's helpful to understand that our definition that will give us the specifics of what a successful business means changes and evolves over time. This is what I want you to think about when you're answering what is a successful business. There are 3 essential ingredients to create a successful business. The first is you need to decide what business success looks like. So I want you to think of your business as a separate entity, and what it needs to thrive is going to be different to the 2 other ingredients that you need to consider. The second ingredient is you as a human. You, what do you need as simply just a human to feel like you're thriving as the human being behind your business, as the human being working in your business? And then the third ingredient or entity is your life as a whole. What do you need across your life, so outside of your business, in order to feel like you have a thriving life? Now, the answers to these 3 questions and ingredients will be different based on where you are in your life and business journey. And this is a beautiful thing, because the point of our life is as we go throughout our life's journey and as time passes, we continue to reveal and explore new layers within ourselves. This is what allows us to feel like we really know and understand ourselves, that we're being ourselves. This is actually what being purpose-driven is actually about. It's about feeling like you're being yourself. And the only way you can be yourself is to explore yourself, is to express what you find within yourself. And that is not going to be set for the rest of your life. It will change and evolve over time. This is a beautiful thing. This is the entire point of our lives. And that's how I teach personal development. So it's really, really important to know this up front, that your business, in order to feel like it's fulfilling, successful, and satisfying, you need to understand the point of your life and personal development, which is to continue revealing layers of yourself. And your business becomes an incredible vehicle to do that. So we really want to make sure we're using this understanding of personal development to also define what business success means to us. And that's how we take a holistic approach. So the 3 essential ingredients that you need to consider are: what is business success? What does a thriving business look like in terms of business results? They could be financial results, they could be client-related results, they could be other projects within the business, they could be team-related results, they could be the efficiency and the systems within the business. It doesn't matter what they are, but they're related to the business, and you get to decide what success looks like. You don't want to take your definition of what business success looks like from anyone else. We all have these ideas and goals that we hear about from other people, but they're not necessarily even meaningful to us, and more importantly, not meaningful to where you are in your business right now. So first of all, the first coaching question for you is: what are the business results you want to create in your business right now? What are those results? And that's what business success means to you right now. Then we look at the second ingredient and entity, and that is you. Now, when I'm talking about you, I'm talking about you on a more day-to-day basis, whereas your life is more of a holistic macro look at your life as a whole and the different areas of your life. But I want you to feel like you're thriving day to day. I want you to feel like the way you're living your life, your lifestyle as it is on a day-to-day basis is setting you up for sustainable success, where you feel good when you go into your business and you also feel good when you go out of your business. So you're able to show up in your life with the energy to meet your life and enjoy your life just as well when you go into your business each day. So in this regard, you really need to ask yourself what you need to thrive simply as a human. And it's really helpful to understand that in order for you to thrive, you need to be really looking at your physical body, you need to be looking at your mental body, your mind, and you also need to be looking at your intuition, that soul nourishment. That's really where that idea of fulfillment and satisfaction comes from. So in order for you to thrive, as on a day-to-day basis, what do you need? And that's what you want to be asking yourself here to answer this question. What do I need to thrive today in order to show up for my business, in order to show up for my life? What does that look like? And then the third question that you'll be asking yourself is, what does a thriving life look like to me today? And this is where you're taking more of a macro look at the other areas of your life. Look at your relationships, your home and possessions, your hobbies, fun and adventure in your life. Look at your spirituality, look at your finances, look at all the other areas of your life and ask yourself, what are those goals that you're working towards right now? And also, is your lifestyle in alignment with those goals? Because the way that we end up hitting the goals, just like the way we hit our business goals, is when our day-to-day and our life is aligned with both of those. So I want you to really ask yourself, what does a thriving life look like to me today? And think about those macro goals as well as the lifestyle that's aligned with that. So, in order to reveal your personal definition for what a successful business looks like, you're asking yourself these three questions. Number one, what does a thriving business look like to me today? To answer this question, you can think about the business results and goals that are important to you right now, today. Secondly, asking yourself, what do I need to thrive as a human? It's helpful to answer this question by looking at what your mind needs, what your body needs, and also what your intuition or your soul needs in order to feel like it's thriving, to feel nourished, satisfied, fulfilled on a day-to-day basis so that you can keep showing up for your business as well as for your life. And then thirdly and finally, what does a thriving life look like to you today? What are those life goals across the other different areas of your life? And also, what does that lifestyle look like on a day-to-day basis? And you can consider your lifestyle also factoring in how you're showing up in your business, what that looks like how often you work in your business, when you have time off, etc. It's important for you to factor in all of this to answer what is a successful business, because ultimately that's what it is. You're moving in the direction of the business goals as well as the life goals, and then you feel satisfied along the way, and the life you're actually living, as in your lifestyle, is one that's also satisfying and fulfilling for you. When you're in alignment with all of these three things, that's when we feel this is a successful business as well as this is a successful life. Now, your mind might be going into, this seems like such a lot, there's so many things to think about. We will be taking you through an intentional process throughout this podcast to help you meet these three ingredients and to help you support and nurture each of these three entities. The place to start is to have a definition based on where you are now and just allow yourself to allow and notice whatever comes up here. There's no wrong or right answer. We're simply being aware of what comes up so that we can make the right decisions to support us along the journey and also review the actions and decisions we've made and the results that have come from those decisions to assess whether what we've been doing has been moving us towards where we want to go and what a fulfilling day-to-day life feels like to us. All right, my friends, so that's the first episode today. We've answered the question, what is a successful business? I've told you that why you get into business can be also something that you might think about, but more importantly than that, we need to be tuning in regularly at least once a year to ask what is a successful business and to answer it with detail and specifics. And I've given you the 3 different ingredients or entities to be addressing, and then the 3 coaching questions to be asking yourself and how to approach each of those questions in order to reveal your answers. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to Higher Business, the podcast, your go-to resource for learning how to start, grow, and scale your business using a higher, holistic approach to business. To deepen your learning and practice, make sure you subscribe to the Higher Business Community newsletter. This is a newsletter sent to you every Wednesday to provide further coaching and education to support your business. Register to receive this newsletter at leticiaringe.com/business newsletter. And if you haven't yet left a 5-star review for the podcast, we ask that you please do that now so that this podcast can reach other listeners just like you.